Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy variant Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is called Gauging Gauges by Nicholas Duhale, and here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means fill the entire grid with the digits 1 through 9 without repeats in any row, column, or box. Digits on thermometers increase from the bulb. So that means, for example, a valid example here would be something like 3, 4, and 6, because it's continuously increasing from the bulb to the tip. Now, we could not do something like 5, 4, 6, because again, it's not increasing from the bulb to the tip continuously. It's decreasing from the 5 to the 4. So again, digits must continuously increase, or must increase from the bulb to the tip. And it cannot go decrease and it cannot stay the same in these thermometers. The bulbs act as counting circles. A digit n within a bulb appears in bulbs n times. And this is the main reason why I wanted to highlight this puzzle, because counting circles can be a little tricky for some people. So I want to sort of, and for some reason I seem to do well on these, and so if you have troubles with counting circle puzzles, this is a nice little introduction to the way I sort of view counting circles. But basically, for example, if we had, say, a 3 here, that would mean there would have to be 3 of these counting circles which contain the digit 3, right? Because the digit 3 has to appear in bulbs n times. Digit n within a bulb appears in a bulb n times. So if there were 3, this would have to have another 2 other 3s in bulbs, say here or here, right? And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay. I could approach this many different ways, but the way I think I want to approach this now is I want to approach this as a counting circles type of puzzle. The first thing I do for counting circles is I count how many circles there are, because that tells you the sum. Oh, and might be the reason why I do well with these. It's essentially you're summing up these values into the total number of circles there are, period, right? So the sum of all the digits in the circles, all the unique digits in the circles, shall I say, add up to the total number of circles. So this is actually kind of related to like killer cage Sudoku. So that's why I think probably I'm really good at counting circles, because I've done a ton of essentially killer cage Sudokus, and it's very related, right? So I count the number of circles that there are, counting circles, because that's that's a total sum of all the unique digits in these counting circles. So there are 8 counting circles, which means and we know, so that means the sum of all the unique digits in these counting circles add up to 8. Well, if that's the case, we also know there must be at least 3 unique numbers in these counting circles, because these are all in the same row, and there are 3 of them. So therefore, you know there's at least 3 unique digits in the counting circles, and there cannot be 4 or more, because there's only 8 digits, or 8. The sum can only add up to 8. There's only 8 counting circles. So therefore, the sum of all the unique digits, right? Because the 1 counts as a 1, the 2 counts as a 2, 3 counts as 3 of the digits. So therefore, that's why you know the sum of the unique digits adds up to the total number of counting circles there are. So that means it must be 1, 2, 5 and or 1, 3, 4 to add up to 8. And we also know this digit, so where we also know one of the digits must be 1, right? Because it's either 125 or 134 adding up to 8. Well, where is the 1? It's got to be in the row or column with 3 unique digits there, right? Well, we know that this has to be then a 1 because this is the only place where you count for both of the 3 unique digits in the row or the column. So this must be a 1. And these must be 2 through 5. The remaining digits are 2 through 5. Okay. And then how many unique digits are there in each row or column do we have, right? Well, these two must be different. These two must be different. And these two must be different. Therefore, we have at least, for both of these numbers, you have to have 3. They have to have 3 at least, right? Because these are the same, or these see each other, these see each other, and these see each other. Therefore, it cannot be a 2-5 pair. It must be 3 and 4 with it, right? Or you could say these two see each other, these two see each other, and these two see each other. So there's no way you can have a 5 anywhere here. That's another way of looking at it. So this has to be a 3-4 pair. So these are a 3-4 pair. These are a 3-4 pair. These are a 3-4 pair. Where's the last digit? It has to be a 4 by itself. So this is a 4, which makes that a 3, which makes that a 4, which makes these 3s, which makes that a 4. That's a 3 in the corner. So this, oh, and the 3s turned out to be the exact example that I made. Interesting. This has to be a 4. And now we fill in Sudoku, the thermometers. And so this is what I usually like to do with thermometers. I like going through the thermometers and asking, starting from the bulb, going to the tip, asking what are the minimum values going to the tip, and then looking at the maximum values going back to the bulb, and restricting the cells along the thermometer that way. Well, this cannot be 4 because of this 4, so, and it has to be greater than the 3. So this is at least 5, this is at least 6, this is at least 7, this is at least 8, because these must be each greater than the last one. So maximum this can be is 9, maximum this could be is 8, maximum this could be 7, 6, and then those are all the possibilities. So similarly here, I think it's the same, right? This is cannot be a 4, it has to be greater than 3, so this is at least 5, at least 6, at least 7, at least 8, maximum of 9. This has to be less than that digit, so that's 8. This is less than that, so it's 7. Less than that, 6. Here, let's try this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because each one must be increasing. So this is at most a 9. This is less than that, which is 8, which is 7, 6. Okay, 1 cannot be here, so 1 has to be one of those two cells. This could be 2, because it has to be greater than 1. This cannot be 3 or 4, so it's at least 5. This is at least 6, this is at least 7. This could be at most 9. This has less than that, so this is at most 8, which makes that 6, 7, or 8. This is less than that, so it's at most 7. This is less than that, so this is at most 6. But it cannot be 3 or 4 again, so it's 2, 5, or 6 here. 4 has to be one of these two cells here. 3 has to be one of these 3 cells here. And 3 has to be one of these 2 cells here, which makes this a 3-4 pair here. So the rest of the row cannot contain 3 or 4, but we already knew that. But where's the 1 in row 2? Cannot be any of these cells because of the 3-4 pair now. Can't be on the thermometer. Can't be any of these cells because of the 1, so it must be here. So this is 1, which means this can't be 1. One of these must be 1, and one of these must be 2, because where in this box is the 1 and 2? Can't be any of the cells on the thermometers, and can't be the 3-4 pair. So 1 and 2 both have to be here. Well, where is 2 now in this upper box, right? Cannot be here because of the 1-2 pair here, or the 1-2 having to be here. Can't be on the thermometer, so it has to be here, which makes this a 2. This can't be 2. Where is a 2 in column 1? It must be one of those 2 cells. Where is the 4? Well, okay, the 4 has to be one of those 3 cells. This cannot be 4 because they're both greater than 4, because you have to be continuously increasing on these thermometers. And so the 4 in this box cannot be here, here, or here. It has to be here. So that's a 4. 4 cannot be here. 4 could be any of these 4 digits. That's pretty broad. 4 could be any of those 3. Okay, let's continue with how going from the bulb to the tips and seeing how big they can be. This can't be 4 because of the 4 in the row, the box, and the column. So this must be at least 5, 6, 7. This is at most 9. This is at most 8. This is at most 7. This is for at least 5, at least 6. So 6, 7, 8. This is at most 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, where's 2 in column 9? It can only be here. So this is 2, which means this cannot be 2. That 2 means this has to be greater than a 5 or a 6. If this were a 5, that would force that to be 6, so that can't be a 5. This has to be greater than a 6 or a 7. If this were a 6, this would be at best equal to a 6, so that's not allowed. So this has to be a 7. And this can't be 7 then because of that. 2 has to be here. Okay. Let's continue with the thermometers. This is at least 5 because it's greater than 4, 6, 7. This must be at most 9, at most 8, at most 7. Same here. At most 5, at most 6. Sorry, at least 5, at least 6, at most 9, at most 8. Okay. We have in row 2 a 5, 6, 5, 6 pair, which eliminates 5 and 6 in the rest of the row. So this can't be 6 then, which makes that 7, which forces that to be 8, forces that to be 9. This 8 means this can't be 8, so this must be 9. This has to be 5 or 6 here. We cannot have a 5 or 6 in the remaining row, so this must be an 8. 8 cannot be here, 8 cannot be here, and 8 cannot be here. Where is the 8 in this box? It must be here. This can be 5, 6, or 7 because those are the remaining digits left. We have a 5, 6, 7 triplet in this box, which eliminates 5, 6, and 7 in the rest of the box, so this must be a 9. Okay, and one of these has to be 5 because this can't be 5. So this becomes 1, 2, 5, 6, or 7 as possibilities. We have a 5, 6, 5, 6 pair in column 1, 2, which eliminates 5 and 6 in the rest of the column, which forces this not to be a 6, which makes that 7. Therefore, that forces this to be 8, which forces that to be 9. And the remaining digits here are 2 and 3. Well, 3 can't be here because of that 3, so this must be 2, which makes that a 3. This cannot be 7 or 8. That doesn't affect anything here. This can't be an 8 because of this 8. This can't be 7 because of that 7. This can't be 8 here. So 4 and 3 are here. The remaining digits in column 3 are 1 through 6. But this cannot be 2, 3, or 4, which means we have a 1, 5, 6 triplet in column 3, which eliminates 1, 5, and 6 in the rest of the column. So this becomes 2, 3, 4. This must be 1, 9, or 5, and 6. And this has to be 7 or 8 remaining. Okay, what else do we have? Uh, what are the remaining digits in this box? There's a lot, actually. Hmm. Um, yeah, well, let's try filling it out. It can be, actually, let's see row 9. That's still a lot. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This can't be 8, and this can't be 9. So 2 has to be one of these two cells. Hmm. It's not that restrictive. Um, okay. The other remaining digits are 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This can't be 9. This can't be 8. This can't be 9. Oh, where's the 9 in this box? Can't be here because of the thermometers. Can't be here because of this 9. Can't be here because of that 9. So this must be a 9. Which means this cannot be 9. We now have a 7, 8, 7, 8 pair in row 9, which eliminates 7 and 8 in the rest of the row. That forces this to be a 6, which forces this to be 5 because it must be less than the 6. This cannot be 6. This cannot be 6, 7, or 8, so it's a 1, 5 pair. But this 5 here means this can't be 5, so this is 1, which makes that a 5, which makes that a 6, which makes that not a 4, a 1. This 6 means this has to be greater than 6, which means it's 7 or 9. We have a 7, 9, 7, 9 pair now in row 6, which eliminates 7 and 9 from the rest of the row. So this can't be 9. These can't be 1 or 5. This can't be 5, so therefore this can't be 6, which means this can't be 7, because if this were 7, this would have to be 8, and the 8, it would decrease from the 8 to the 7. So therefore this must be a 9, which makes that a 7. This can't be 9 anymore, which means this can't be 8, because this one has to be less than that digit. If this were 7, that would force us to be 8, but then we would break this cell of possibilities, so this cannot be 7. Actually, we have a 6, 7, 8 triplet in that column, which eliminates 6, 7, and 8 from the column, so this must be a 5, which makes this a 6, which makes that a 5. Therefore, this can't be 5. Where now is the 5 in this box? It has to be here. So this is 5, which means this can't be, this is a 6, which makes that a 5. Therefore, this can't be 5. One of these, well, we have a 7, 8 pair in row 7, which eliminates 7 and 8 the rest of the row. So this cannot be 7. And one of these two digits must be a 7 because this can't be 7 here. And where is 7 in column 9? It must be one of those two cells. So it cannot be here. This can't be 7 because of that 7, so this must be 8, which makes that a 9. This can't be 9, and these can't be 6. So now, where is the 9 in this box? It has to be here. So this is 9. And we now have 8 9s. We know where the last one should be. It should be here. This can't be 6 because of that 6, so therefore this is 2, which means this can't be 2. Remaining digits in row 8 are 2, 6, 7, 8. This can't be 8. Remaining digits in row 7 are 1, 3, and 5. And this can't be 5. This can't be 6 because of this 6. Hmm. Remaining digits in column 7 are 1, 4, 6, and 7. But neither of these can be 7 because of those 7s. This can't be 6. Remaining digits in column 8 are 2, 3, 6, 7, or 8. But this can't be 6 or 8, and these can't be 7. Okay? This can't be 7 because of this 7. This can't be 7 because of this 7. What are the remaining digits? 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. This can't be 5 or 6 here. This is fine. Where is the 7 in this box? Cannot be here, cannot be here. It must be one of these two cells, which means neither of these can be 7. Therefore, this must be a 6. And this can't be 6 or 7. This can't be 6. This must be the 7 then. Which means this can't be 6. Where... Oh, this can't be 6 because of that 6, so this must be a 2. We have a 7, 8, 7, 8 pair now in this column 5. This can't be 2, so that must be 1, which makes that a 2. This can't be 1 or 2, which makes that a 3. This can't be 1 or 3, which makes that a 5. This can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which makes that a 6. So this 6 means this can't be 6, so this is 8, which means this can't be 8 here. This 8 means this can't be 8, so this is the 7 and a 6. This 7 means this can't be 7, so that's an 8, which makes that a 7, which makes that an 8, which makes that a 7. This 6 makes that an 8. This 6 means that can't be 6, so this is 7, which makes that a 6. This can no longer be 7. These can no longer be 6, so therefore that forces that to be 7. This 3 means this can't be 3, so this is a 2, which makes that a 4. This has to be a 1 as the remaining digit. This cannot be 1 or 5, so this is 3, which makes that a 1. Neither of these are 4. Neither of these are 2. This can't be 3, so that makes that a 4, which makes that a 3. The remaining digits here, this one has to be a 5, and this is 2 and 4. This 5 makes that not a 5, so this is 1, which makes that a 5. This 1 makes that a not a 1, so that's a 4, which makes that a 1. This 4 eliminates that 4, so that's a 2. This is just normal Sudoku. And this can't be, this has to be a 3, this is 2, this has to be 3 and 6. And congrats, I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, it was very good actually for me to basically sort of espouse sort of my ideas about counting circles. I know people have some problems with it, but for some reason I guess I've sort of identified why I do very well with it. Is that I sort of treat it like as an sort of its own like large killer cage in a sense, except that in these circles you have to have the amount of that digit. I don't know. For me, it's fairly simple, and hopefully it was simple for you too. And I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.